Good morning, my honorable supervisor in the research method in English language teaching course, Mr. Dr. Iko Mambudiarto, SPD, MHUM, MPD. In this occasion, I would like to present my proposal research. Title is Improving Speaking Skill of the 10th grade student of SMK Rekayasa Denpasar in the academic year 2024-2025 through talking chips. Before that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ratna with the last four digit of NPM 0092. And here is the table of the content. For the chapter 1, in the introduction, for the research background, I explained the speaking skill and also talking chips. Speaking skill is an important ability for students because it is essential for effective communication in both academic and real-life settings. Turkey 2003 stated that spoken language was the first form in human communication. And Brown 2004, page 140, states that speaking ability is challenged to master because it's include all of the component in English. And the innovation of using talking chips to improve speaking skill is its new method of teaching oral language and understanding. As stated by Kagan and Kagan 2009, there is a technique in cooperative learning that can be used to solve problem in speaking, namely talking chips technique. And one way to gain this validation and to test the technique is to use classroom exchange research to test and improve teaching method. And based on the background of the study, the researchers formulated the research problem as can the speaking skill of 10th grade student of SMK Rekayasa Denpasar in the academic year 2024-2025 be improved by implementing talking chips. Can we move to the chapter 2, theoretical review and empirical review? In the theoretical review, a scientific research must be based on some theoretical background. And in this research, it is important to have a theoretical review as the literature foundation. And here is the theoretical review according to Brown 2001. Speaking involved the creation and transmission of meaning using verbal and non-verbal signal. And according to Kagan 2009, page 36, talking chips is one of the teaching and learning technique cooperative where students take part in group conversation and contribute a token every time they speak. And here is an empirical review. An empirical review is a study of related research reviewing previous research related to the current research. And for the first research is from Faza Adiaksa 2018, entitled The Use of Talking Chief Technique to Improve Student Speaking Skill. In his lesson plan, especially in the main activities of the lesson plan, he didn't clearly state those four procedural steps. And in the present research, the researchers will apply talking chip based on the Kagan and Kagan 2009, which have the 5 procedures. These 5 steps will be clearly mentioned in the teaching module that will be used to teaching speaking. And the second research, it's from Abdul Rahmat Basir 2017, entitled Improving Student Speaking Ability Through Talking Chief Technique at the second grade of SMP Negeri 13 Makassar. And here to score student performance, the researcher using a scoring rubric which focus only on fluency, it's make other speaking components such as comprehension and grammar didn't objectively measure. In the current research, the researcher would score the student speaking performance by adapting a score rubric from Brown 2004, which has 3 elements. They are fluency, comprehension, and grammar. And these elements are expected to objectively measure the student speaking performance. For chapter 3, the research method, the first one is subject of the study. The research subject will be the student of the 10th grade, particularly those in the TBSM class at SMK Rekayasa Denpasar during the academic year of 2024-2025. The TBSM class comprises 27 students. And for the research design, this classroom exchange research is divided into multiple cycles. Each cycle consists of 2 sessions. Each session consists of 4 interrelated activities, namely planning, implementing action, observing, and reflection. If cycle 1 or first cycle can achieve the researcher's target, then continue by making the next cycle until the subject reaches the minimum completeness value. And the researcher's design was adapted from action design by chemist and McTaggart in Burns 2010, page 9. And for the research instrument, this research teachers use 2 instruments in this research, namely tests. They are pre and post test and questionnaire. As stated by Zainal Arifin 2016, page 118. A test is a strategy used in the context of carrying out measuring activities, in which it involves a sequence of questions or text that students must complete or respond in order to measure aspect of their learning. Questionnaire given at the end of cycle 2. In the present study, the researcher will prepare a structured questionnaire. The questionnaire is typed in Indonesian to avoid misunderstanding among students. The questionnaire is in column form and consists of 10 items, and students put a tick on questionnaire item item column, and there are 5 options that the subject can choose. And now we move to the data collection. To collect the data, the instrument used is a test, pre-test and post-test, and also questionnaire. A pre-test was given before teaching help, post-test is given at the end of a cycle, and a questionnaire is given at end of the last cycle. First, before implementing the strategy, a pretest is carried out to determine student existing speaking abilities. And the result of pretest will show whether they have problem speaking or not. And after that, the researcher create a teaching model and then implement strategies to make improvement. Next, a post-test will be delivered at the end of the cycle. The post-test is meant to find out student development after implementing the talking chips. And at the end of the cycle, a questionnaire will be given to find out student respond to the implementation of the strategy of proceeding short procedural monologue by selecting the option provided in the questionnaire. And for the data analysis, to determine the effectiveness of the strategy, the post-test data should demonstrate improvement compared to the pre-test data, and various calculations are employed to analyze both the test and questionnaire data. And for the success indicator, success will be achieved if all students in the 10 grade TBSM class at SMK Rekasa dan Pasar meet the minimal passing grade established for speaking proficiency. To determine success, the passing grade for speaking proficiency has been set at 80%, and this passing grade aligns with the criteria established in the English curriculum used at SMK Rekasa dan Pasar. And given that there are 27 students and in the TBSM class, the study will be deemed successful if at least 22 students out of the 27 reach or exceeds the minimum passing grade for speaking skill. All right, that's all about my presentation of proposal. Thanks for your attention and have a great day.